Hi, so today I'm going to be showing you a flip through of this art journal that I just finished this past week. This journal is from Michaels. It came in a 2-pack. Yeah, it's really nice. I think it was only $5 for the 2-pack, which is a really good deal. And here I'll show you before the flip through. I always do a test page in the back of journals, and I also did some testing on this page too. But not a lot, like, bled through. The Sharpie did, but Sharpie usually does. But the paper is really nice. It holds watercolor pretty well as well. So this was the first page. I kind of just threw it together while I was watching TV. I don't really know. And I didn't glue it down very well. I got this quote from Arcane Jouska on Instagram. I asked for their permission to use that quote. I really liked it. That washi tape isn't staying. That's one of my favorite kinds of teas to drink. I kind of played with collage a little bit here, more than I usually do. These were all pictures from Nature magazine. These two, they're obviously from the same photo. And then this section here is actually, it's from this page of the magazine. And the bird was from another page. I just kind of put him in here. And then I have this quote. I want to sing like the birds sing, not worrying about who hears or what they think. And this, it's this water here. This is from a different page as well. In this sky. So here I started Escape Roll, which is a poetry prompt every day in April. And so I did a spread for each of those poems. This was my first day. On my Instagram you can see all of these up close in pictures. So I'm not going to read all the poems because you can read them on my Instagram, which is @espikes, in case you didn't know. But yeah, I just did little spreads with the poems I wrote that month. Some of them I did watercolor. I really got into watercolor in April. Yeah, some of them I did 2-page spreads, but a lot of them I just did 1 page, because that's all I really needed. I made a mistake on that page. I don't like how this turned out. I wanted it to look better, and it didn't, so I'm a little disappointed, but it's alright. I kind of messed up the yellow here, you can see. I don't know what I was thinking. I dipped it into the black watercolor, and it really messed up my yellow color here. I tried to save it. I think I did a pretty good job, but... So what this is supposed to be is, like, the progression of the light, like the sky, during the day. So, like, it starts out really dark, and as the sun rises, it gets, like, pinker, and there's, like, blue, and this is, like, full sunlight, like noon, and this is as the sun sets again. And it goes with the poem. You can read that on my Instagram. This was a test page for this. This was my free choice sketchbook for my drawing class. I didn't put a date on it. I do remember what day I put it. I need to write that down. And this is just the test page. I just used it to make sure the color was right. I did some mixing of colors here to try to get skin tones right. So yeah. I got 10 out of 10 on it. I don't know why this page is blank. Probably because the ink bled through a little bit here, the Sharpie. And I just didn't feel like using that page, I guess. I was going to do something with this, but because I didn't like how it was turning out. And I was going to do something with it, but I didn't. Yeah, another poem. And just rainbow watercolor. I don't know why I didn't do anything on this page. Oh, because I didn't like how this turned out, and it bled through a lot. I didn't like the way it made the page feel, so I just moved on to this side. I don't like how that heart turned out, but it's alright. I don't like how this turned out either. I wanted these lines to be thinner to I wanted it to look like a map, kind of. So I wrote this poem. I got a traveler's notebook. It's a Chic Sparrow, and I ordered it. I got it on the Buy Sell Trade group on Facebook, and I ordered it from this woman in Arkansas, and I've never been to Arkansas, and I just thought it was really cool that it traveled from Arkansas all the way to me in Michigan, and this poem's like about that and all the places I plan on taking it. I was tracking the journal the whole way, and it landed in Chicago, and I really wanted to go to Chicago. I thought that was really cool. If you are interested in my traveler's notebook, I have a video about that. I flipped through of how I set it up, so make sure you go check that out. By the time I got to April 12th, I was sick of watercolor, sick of collage, and so I just kind of got into little doodles, and then I got back into watercolor, I guess. I didn't like how this turned out. I wanted it to kind of look like the galaxy, but it didn't turn out well, and then they made the sun too big and the moon too small, but it's alright. Here I didn't do any art. I started writing the poem, and I was like, I can't think of any art that I could put with this. And I didn't have a lot of space, as you can see, because the poem's really long. And I don't like how it's spaced, but it's alright. And this day I combined the 14th prompt was the Make It Rhyme, and the 15th it was Describe a Smell, and I just combined them because I didn't want to write two poems because I fell a little bit behind, which happens, it's alright. Here, I just wrote the poem. I didn't do any art with it. Here I did hands that took me a long time to try to get right. Another poem, little art. It was supposed to be like a continuous line drawing. I don't know if you can tell. I didn't pick up my pen at all. I just moved it and stuff. This poem, I don't think I posted this poem on my Instagram because I didn't know how it would be received. I wrote it while I was reading Elias Grace by Margaret Atwood, and it's basically from the perspective of the main character, Grace, like her talking to herself, like in her head. It's a really good book. You should read it. And the poem would make sense if you've read it, but it doesn't really make sense otherwise. So go read it and then come back. It's really good. This I threw together during a really dramatic episode of Cheers. So I don't really know what's happening. It was a stressful episode, and there's very inconsistent. I ran out of clear tape, so I was just using random tape. I found my butterfly stamp again, but I couldn't find my colorful ink. So I wrote on the stamp with markers and then just put it on there. So it's alright. These I made a while ago, and I realized that I still had a bunch of them and I wanted to get rid of them. But I didn't really want to throw them away. So I just threw some in here. I don't like it. I also have a little yogi tag. Uplift everybody and uplift yourself. I don't know. It's interesting. Here I was practicing for one of the projects in my drawing class. We had to do a illustrated book cover, and I was kind of planning out the layout of how I wanted it. I didn't end up going with this. I ended up going with, let me find it here. I ended up going with something similar to this, minus Clyde. This is Bonnie and Clyde, by the way. I don't think I said that earlier. I took Clyde out, and I just kind of had half of the car there, and Bonnie. And it says The Trail's End, which is a poem by Bonnie Parker. Yeah, Parker is her last name. And so that was my book cover. I did something similar to that. Yeah, I really like how it turned out. These hands are the best hands that I've ever drawn. I used to hate drawing hands. I took a drawing class a few years ago, and the first project was drawing our hand, and I hated it. And I probably haven't drawn hands since then, but maybe it helped me a little bit, because these don't look terrible, and you know, I've even got like the fingernail there. It's not terrible. I'm kind of proud of it, and it goes with the poem really well. I don't think I posted this one on Instagram either, so I'll just pause it if you want to read it. I don't like this. I don't like it. I don't know what I was going for here. This is another Escape Reel poem, and I really don't know what I was going for. I was trying to get some texture here of like, it's like a bridge or something. This is supposed to be water. I didn't really know how to indicate that it was water, but it is like a reflection of her, like how she wants to look, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what I was going for. This is another sketchbook assignment. I loved and hated doing sketchbook assignments in this. I liked it because it's kind of just part of my art journey in my art journal. However, I turned this in on Wednesday. I turned sketchbooks in on Wednesday every week in my drawing class, and I usually don't get my journal back until Monday. And although I make art in between that time, it doesn't go in my journal. So, I don't know. It just is kind of frustrating. This is a drawing of Shannon Berry. She's on Instagram. I don't remember her Instagram name. What's it called? Like handle? I don't know. You can just look up Shannon Berry though. She's really great. I don't know how to describe her. Like, I don't know if she's like an influencer or blogger. She kind of just posts, like, it's basically, she says that her Instagram is basically her diary. And I just really like the way she writes. She's very poetic, even if she's not trying to be. She's just so good with words. This is another sketchbook assignment. It took me about 2 weeks to get this. Maybe not 2 weeks. I don't know. It took me a while to get this one back. It was of a picture I took in Pennsylvania. I kind of like it. I don't like how harsh the road looks. There's a road there, and I don't like how harsh it is. It really stands out. I needed a smaller brush. There were like little white birch trees right down here, and they were really small, but I couldn't make them super small with the brush I had. I kind of like the texture I added here. It was so beautiful, and there was a bear, like, from a distance. It was just really great. I don't think I did a good job of showing the depth either, because like this was super far away, and I don't think I showed that very well. This is just another landscape I did. This was at a camp I went to. I really messed this up, so I just added grass, and also, I don't know if you've ever had this happen to you when you're watercoloring, but like the paper started like, it was like pilly, like a sweater. I probably just got it too wet or something. I don't like how my sky turned out. It was supposed to blend better and it didn't. It's really chalky for some reason. I don't know. And then this, I started this and haven't finished it, and I probably won't. It's of this florist shop I saw in Pittsburgh, when I was in Pittsburgh. It was just really cute. It's like green, and it's just like, I love Pittsburgh. And I really wanted to make this look good, but I probably won't. I don't know why I drew an old-fashioned car there either. Not an old-fashioned car there. And this back to my test page. I was gonna try to mix watercolors. I didn't set up the chart right. It was based on a YouTube video I was watching, and I didn't do it right. So I didn't use it. And that's a wrap.